So today I wanted to talk about the third commandment as a gift. So the third commandment in Exodus 20, this is going to be verse 7, "You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God, for the Lord will not hold anyone guiltless who misuses his name." Some translations are going to put, "Don't bear the name of God in vain." I'm reading from the NIV. And this is the gift of God's name. The reason why God commands that his name not be taken in vain or don't bear it in vain is, number one, you don't drag God's name through the mud. So you don't use God's name as a swear word. You don't take oaths that you're going to break in God's name. So you don't say, "Hey, I'll do this as surely as the Lord lives," and then you don't do it. That's misusing God's name. You don't say, "Thus saith the Lord, God told me to do this," when God actually didn't tell you to do that. That's taking his name in vain. And some people, especially Carmen Imes, she's a Old Testament scholar, and she actually argues that a better translation for this is "bear the name of God," as in you're carrying God's name. So the people of God carry God's name. They represent God's name. Maybe it'd be a little bit like a jersey. A member of a sports team, they carry the name of the team on their jersey. So they're representing the team. They're bearing the name of the team. So, we carry God's name in a sense. That word here, nasa, is actually used in the Old Testament a lot for people carrying stuff, like, carrying sticks, or people will say, "Oh, this is, more than I can bear," as in a heavy load. So I think it's a really compelling translation, and it's kind of a beautiful picture of the idea that the people of God carry the name of the Lord to the nations. So don't bear God's name in vain. Don't misuse God's name. And by not misusing God's name, you get the gift of the name of the Lord. In the Bible, God's name is called like a beautiful thing. In Proverbs, it says a good name is to be desired more than silver or gold. And so by being a person who represents God and fulfilling this commandment, you become someone who represents God's name, who carries God's name. And just think about if someone that you really admired or respected, or maybe somebody famous that you liked and thought just made a really positive impact, if they asked you to represent their name and to become one of their representatives, you would be really honored by that. And here the Lord is saying, "I've put my name on you. My people carry my name. My name's among them, so don't misuse my name." So by following this command, we can receive the gift of God's name, and we can carry his name. And his name brings us honor, because we're representing the King of everything, the Creator, and he calls us his own. So that's a source of honor that covers any shame that you have. The fact that God calls you his own, if in fact you're a person of the Lord. So this commandment gives us the gift of God's name.